Sorry, but my stomach made a really...
It's a little comment.
Hungry for illustrations. Hungry for illustrations. I'm Rodolfo. I'm an art director from São Paulo, Brazil. I studied advertisement. In school, I realized that I really liked art direction. And from there, I started doing internships in agencies. And then until I finally, someone from an agency invited me to go to the biggest publisher in Brazil. And that's where I fell in love with magazines. Yeah, I definitely think that I became a designer because of my family, being influenced by many bits and pieces of them. My grandfather, for instance, he had a beautiful calligraphy. So he was always writing notes on everything he needed. I mean, that's obviously pre-computers era. So he did everything by hand. All his folders and papers and documents, they always have like this beautiful organization folders, everything super neatly written, beautiful. And he used to do collage. Like he used to gift me small collages of, like, you know, getting whatever from the mail post and then just cutting and then connecting to something. So everything that reminded him of me, he somehow turned into a little piece of art and then gave me as a gift next time he met me. I still got some of them back home, and it's, you know, he was an artist, and I don't know if he knew, I don't know if anyone else knew, but he was an artist and he was doing really cool stuff that inspired me so much. And then my grandma, his wife, she used to sew a lot. So, you know, I have these memories of going to their place and have all kinds of textiles and materials and all the colors possible. So that also, I think, had a huge impact on me to see her working with color. And I mean, she was just a grandma knitting stuff for her family, but it had a huge impact on me. Then my mom, who really taught me to collect things. So nowadays I don't have any collection, but throughout my life, I can't even know how many collections. I collected everything you can imagine, from beer cans to key rings, to all kinds of, I don't know, you have He-Man, you have Thundercats, you have Ninja Turtles, and she always made me in order to get one, I needed to donate the previous collection. So that was something that I kind of regret. I don't have everything. On the other hand, I'm super pleased that many children got the chance to get those toys. And from my father, he was, oh gosh, I don't know the name of his profession in English, Notar in German. Notary, I don't know. So from my father, I got he brought computers really early to our place. So, you know, I had those gray monitors, computers at home, really at early stage. So he really kept me updated with technology, which obviously is a huge part of the life of graphic designer. And he used to write really well. You know, he had typewriters, of course, before computers, we had typewriters at home. So, you know, then if you start seeing, okay, I had colors, I had typography, I had collage, I had this sense of organization, which is key for a designer. A designer must be organized. They need to have everything in place. In order to create chaos, you need the established organizational elements. I'm not sure every job you need to put passion on it and design something very. You need to put your guts out and your heart on the table and really fight for ideas. Or it's not fight, it's like, you have to argue, you have to convince people about your ideas. Often people think everyone can design. I can hire my nephew to do instead of expensive graphic designers. So in that sense, I think there's a lot of emotion involved in the design process. It's not something you just sit down and do it. It's something that you need to, research and understand the problem that you need to solve. So I think you really need to concentrate and put your soul in every project you do. I think a no-go, it's definitely repeating yourself. And I think that's a no-go for the artist, because that's something really boring to do. Repeat ideas and work and take and whatever. But for the client as well. You always, when working with clients, you're always introducing the portfolio to them and explain, convincing the client that that person has the potential to deliver something that the client wants. But obviously no one wants to have the same result, the same outcome that they just saw in a mood board. Do one thing but really well done, and that's what I do, for instance, with designs, with versions like mock-ups. I better put all my chance in one really good option than trying 25, which I know are shit, but just to have those 25. There is one cover I did back in the day for a magazine called Vida Simples. It had a very specific, it was very minimal. So you didn't have much space to work on typography or elements. It was all about the image. It's always one single image, like an object, often reflecting on visual metaphors or like sayings in Portuguese. And there is this one cover that the headline was Errar é humano, which means human makes mistakes, or mistakes are, part of our lives somehow. And what we did was to really print the magazine wrongly, or printing it as if the printing plate shift. So basically, the name of the magazine was like the opposite. So and then you have the barcode right in the middle of the cover. So all the minor marginal information was right in the center of the cover, and the image, which was like an eraser, it was bleeding to one way to the other. Silly to explain, but easy if you just show the cover of video. So that was something I was really proud of, because inside the publisher, it was a huge debate, how can you do that to a magazine cover? How can you, our readers, people, regulars who go to the kiosk to go to the magazine shop, they will find that weird. It's a mistake. But that was exactly the idea behind it. And it was a great success, it sold well. As a designer, what I consider bad taste is something not so many people probably think about, but it's the use of white space. For me, if you don't know how to use white space, or if you don't know how to control white space, that ruins everything, because then the proportions are wrong, and then the hierarchies are wrong. And for me, white space is everything. And often you see, when you look at something and that something feels wrong, 99% of the time it's because the wrong use of white space. Wow, I never thought of that before.
Anyways.
I was kind of, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm a huge fan. Well, I'm nothing to be embarrassed of. I'm a huge fan of rock stars' biographies. Like, I don't know why. Whenever I see one out, I want to read. Maybe it's because to break this celebrity thing that, you know, their lives are perfect. And I'm really curious in the background and what made a star, you know? Not that I want to become one, but I just had this curiosity. And I read so many, I still got so many more to read at home. It's like, yeah, always reading a biography.
Thank you so much for all these insights, Rodolfo. This was truly amazing. After the interview, we went to see Kurt Bloch at the Jewish Museum, which was a full circle moment for me. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time.